What's going on, world? What's going on, Japan? So here we have somebody here who I think may be paid off by Ubisoft. I've seen this guy post on Twitter a lot. Obviously, he's very infatuated with Microsoft and Xbox. I would say he's probably an Xbox fanboy, but I wouldn't call him toxic though. But he definitely does like to defend a lot what he likes. People do in general. A lot of people are tribal and cultish without even knowing. But what blows my mind is after everything that has passed with Assassin's Creed, he tries to make it look like this like glorious open world samurai game that's about to be epic. Like, let's go ahead and take a look at this post right here on Twitter. Assassin's Creed Shadows is about to be the most immersive, best looking samurai open world game. And he has a lot of influence too, and he's choosing to promote this game. So that's why I say I feel like he's getting paid off. Ghost of Tsushima is one of my favorite games and it's gorgeous, but it won't look as detailed and beautiful as Assassin's Creed Shadows. Dude, this is just the box. It's the cover. That's my prediction. It's not a prediction. I think everybody knows it's just a next gen only game. Ghost of Tsushima was a cross gen game. This is next gen only. Ubisoft engines are beautiful, we know that. But that's not the problem with this game. Hope that my personal opinion will cease to offend, threaten, and bother you. Thanks. No, it doesn't because everybody knows that from a visual standpoint. But this is what he says right here. Mind blowing reasons you need to play Assassin's Creed Shadows in 2024. Xbox Series, PS5, and PC. Why you should be hyped about Assassin's Creed and not angry. That's literally irrelevant. You know, it's like saying I want you to look at this sugar-coated world and ignore all the issues with it. And I'm going to promote it because pretty obvious. So let's go ahead and dive into this. Like, subscribe, y'all, if y'all like this type of content. Let me know what y'all think. Comment after this video, and let's go ahead and see what this is about.
Assassin's Creed Shadows has become one of the most controversial games in 2024, but it's also one of the game industry's biggest new releases. The series is finally taking place in feudal Japan, but Ubisoft's choice of main characters has caused a rift between fans of the series. We are going to dive into 4K 60 gameplay of Ubisoft.
It's not necessarily the choice of characters, but it's claiming it as historical accuracy, DEI injection, fabricated lies, editing the Wikipedia of Japanese history to fit a DEI narrative. Of course, he's not going to say any of that. And changing the history of somebody who's a regular guy and a slave out of, East Africa, making him gay, uh, making him out to be something that he's not, disrespecting the Japanese male, not letting him represent his own history. It is the first game ever in the history of Assassin's Creed franchise in 17 years where the male protagonist is not being represented by his region. Not only that, it's an Assassin's Creed game. It's called Assassin, meaning assassination, Creed Shadows. So it should have been a ninja game. We don't get those. And then their stolen property that they did with the Sekigahara, which you can look into, refusing to do anything or remedy that. I mean, there's just so much wrong with this game. The Sakura trees and autumn, the Chinese knockoff aspects, as you see right here. If we just look at this game, we'll see that it's not historically accurate. It's just Ubisoft's DEI version of what they want to present to you as being historically accurate. And that's why I wanted to comment on this between what he just said, because it's like, dude, no.
Ubisoft's latest creation and find out why you should be hyped about Assassin's Creed Shadows and not angry.
It's like disappointed. I can understand why Japan would be angry.
Personally, I like the old Assassin's Creed games, and I like most of the new Assassin's Creed games, and Shadows is one that I'm personally really excited about this year. Assassin's Creed Shadows could be one of the most immersive, spectacular looking, and biggest open world samurai game. It may be one of 2024's biggest games and one of the most long-awaited set pieces for the Assassin's Creed series. Many improvements.
It had the chance for that. I think it'll still do decent, but it's not going to do what it could have done because they've made all the wrong moves. Definitely with the way they introduced Yasuke, having people bowing to him, in the Japanese village, walking around with armor there, without showing how he even got there. Just the way they did everything. They made the wrong decisions. They could have done that very differently if they would have worked closer with Japan, been in Ubisoft Japan, and said, "Man, let's work with Japanese historians there. Let's talk with the common people. Let's go around. Let's do all that." They didn't do any of that. But that's how DEI works, anyways. But it's dying all over the place, so who cares? It's all getting torn to shreds, and I love it. It's called karma. Deal with it.
And one of Ubisoft's best and most beloved Assassin's Creed teams is taking on Shadows. And many fans may find out if they choose to skip this iteration, they may be missing out on a new classic Assassin's Creed game. Let's get the controversy out of the way first so we can talk about the game. The choice.
So he said classic. Dude, what? So far it's not looking like any of that. Can I actually probably enjoy this game if I decided to rent it from Ubisoft Plus, because I wouldn't buy it, and play as Noway and beat the game and see what's going on in there? That's a possibility, but still, I don't know why you would go to that stretch of saying classic. Yeah, I'm not going to go that far. Yeah, we have to see first.
Choice of protagonists has marred the reception of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Ubisoft's choice as Yasuke as the samurai is questionable as factual or fictional history, but if Yasuke becomes a samurai early in the story, then all of this may be null and void. Noway being chosen as a female shinobi instead of the traditional male Japanese character has bothered or deterred some fans, but there are female characters supported in historical records.
Dude, about 98% of males went to war in the Japanese period. It's a male-dominated aspect. It's different when it's like, yeah, there's like 20% females, 30%, so, I can understand. No. Japanese male doesn't have a say in his own history, and it also got edited and controlled by DEI weirdos and consultants. So, like, no, dude, just can't get with that.
Even down to the magic apple that paralyzes enemies, if we can look past this choice and dive into what Assassin's Creed Shadows offers. The world of feudal Japan in Shadows is absolutely breathtaking and shows the attention to detail and fully realized scope of the Japanese landscape with wildlife, flora, and changing seasons that will take you through the story. Fans of Sucker Punch's Ghost of Tsushima will find themselves right at home with a vast open world, climbable fortresses and villages, and riding horseback into a beautiful agricultural rice field or right into an enemy encampment. Fans of the recent Assassin's Creed games understand the RPG-like open world on offer.
See that bowing out? Like, what is that? You know what I mean? That's nonsense. And walking around with the armor, like, it's just a way to victimize a culture that is obsessed with political identity to make them feel better, like they can fit into the epicness of the Japanese spirit. But it's wrong, and it's not right. We just have to be real here and tell the truth. That's why you need intelligent people doing it. He didn't do anything, so there's not a problem with him. It's the DEI fabrication of him. You see, because him in his own essence is not here. He was just a regular guy who got enslaved. Around those times he got brought to Japan by the Portuguese of Rome, the Jesuits. So you can't get mad at him in his essence, but what you can get mad at is the fabricated DEI development of him. This is what people don't understand who are obsessed with political identity. They don't get it. So you have to explain it to them like this.
And if you've played Origins, Odyssey, or Valhalla on the current console or PC, you know how amazing this game will be.
Not only that, but it's like, who do you think's making him? And anything you look at that is fabricated DEI, it's still the white liberals. So you could say what you want, but your culture ain't developing anything. It's the liberals controlling everything and controlling you. So either you wake up from it or you defend somebody that's puppet mastering you to have problems where they don't exist. It's because you're obsessed with political identity and a place that you do not belong in. It's okay if it's just a fantasy game that people want to make up somewhere. And plenty of Japanese developers have done this, but they're respectful to their culture. It's different when you have the liberals and the far left doing things because they're corrupt and they're not trustworthy and they don't do anything right.
Look and feel at 60 FPS. So far, all of the materials that Ubisoft have shown is the game running at 30 FPS. Here you'll see an interpolation of the game, what it will look like at 60. With the dual protagonists, the team is set out to create wildly different playstyles so that if you make a choice to play as the shinobi or the samurai, you'll get a totally different playstyle. Noway is new to war and violence as she has been protected from her family and is just first venturing out into conflict to find a landscape wrought with survival and justice. They set Naoe to be the best assassin ever in the series, very fast, efficient.
Ezio Auditore does not know if he's going to agree with that. We have to see who she is. But yeah, we don't know that yet. And like I said, that could have been the case. But that's a bold statement, buddy.
Fluid and more acrobatic than ever before. She has interconnecting parkour movements like a Tenchu ninja, and unlike Yasuke, she can go prone or squeeze under tight spaces and even make the assassin's leap of faith with ease.
That hurts.
For the first time ever, Ubisoft is using a light and dark system for stealth, meaning that you'll actually have to stick to shadows and dark corners to keep other enemies from detecting you and using these angles to strike. Yasuke is a...
See, like, I like the design of Naoe. Like, if they would have, like, gave her a male Japanese mate, or not, designing her around the DEI character of Yasuke, and kept it, like, strictly assassins and shadow art, and we're, oh my God, man. You know, like I said, the game has so much potential, and we still have so much more to see till launch, but they're just going on a villain spree and just not caring to make anything better. I just don't understand. Definitely after stock has just crashed into oblivion.
Brute tank, and he has the posture fighting style with katana or heavy weapons.
He just, like, I'm just being honest with you. When I look at him, I'm just not interested. Like, he just feels out of place. I just want to play Naoe only. If I was to rent this game, you know what I mean? Or wait on some cheap sale in the future where it's like super cheap because it felt so miserably that they have to put it on a cheap sale. Like, I can't take him serious. Like, I just really can't automatically. I just, honest to God on my soul, like, it just doesn't feel right. It's just off to me. It just feels out of place.
Much like other recent games in the samurai genre. Yasuke is a tank brute, a strong, heroic warrior, and a totally different playstyle as Naoe. And the brutal camera-shaking takedowns and hulking ornate armor, most likely people will choose Naoe as she is the pinnacle Assassin's Creed stealth-type character. The variety of people playing as Yasuke for brute force and face-to-face duels with katanas and kanabos. This is a welcome gameplay addition to the series, which gives you two totally different...
No, it's not, dude. I want an Assassin's Creed game. I can brute force on tons of other games. Had enough of that from Valhalla, Odyssey, and a lot of other games. I want to get back to the Assassin's Creed spirit. That's why I was enjoying the older games. Like, you know, this is not Assassin's Creed. This is DEI enforcement and just brute forcing and a ninja-based reality that as it should be. Like, it's just weird. Like, and I just think that everybody feels the same way when DEI comes upon them, where it doesn't feel attractive. That's why these games die, and nobody supports it because they just don't like that feeling. You could feel the enforcement of the spirit on you. Like, it's just like, no, leave me alone. You know what I mean? It's not attractive.
Different characters to play as. Each character has a different skill tree and can master different weapons, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. Some enemies might be more difficult to dispatch as Yasuke, and you'll need better speed and verticality. So you'll need strength and armor to withstand heavy attacks.
Sounds like a skill issue. I can destroy everything with Naoe. I know I can. I've been gaming for 30 years. I've beaten the hardest games. It's no problem.
From bigger enemies. Here you can use the playstyle of Yasuke. They'll want you to use trial and error to adapt your playstyle to fit the situation. Each character has their own health bars and own gear set, so it truly...
But y'all see the way this guy is describing the game. He's very excited. He's only saying something positive. He has this music playing in the background. Like, he's supposed to be some voice to guide you to something epic, and it's like, dude, really? Way to be a sellout.
Feels like you're playing two different characters. Yasuke has power moves and a meter of timed attacks that can build up over time to get into a slow motion, ancient Japanese ink style art splash brutal takedown with contextual weapon animations. Naoe can use verticality to get up and around and in the...
We already know this. We've seen this for a long time. The fact that you're showing the official trailer reveal, it just blows my mind. Like, he's about to tell us something that we don't know about. It's like, we already know about all this. Like, dude, this is not a good video.
Darkness and underbuildings and different crawl spaces to get an advantage with the enemy. She also has a long-range weapon. Her Kusarigama can strip down bamboo stalks and take out enemies at range. She can also use this to double as a grappling hook to get around and to swing into stealth situations. We don't know the specifics of switching between the two characters, but I would assume that if you choose to play the majority of the game as one character, you will probably be set to play as certain characters for specific missions or campaign story beats in the game to flesh out their story. The Assassin's Creed games and the power of their characters should come first when it comes to storytelling. And fans of the series of Assassin's Creed Mirage being a smaller title, or Assassin's Creed Valhalla being far too bloated and over-open for people to enjoy. Typically, the Assassin's Creed games have all reviewed to be great titles, and some may feel like the series is tired and derivative, but it is one of the biggest gaming franchises in history. And having Assassin's Creed set in feudal Japan really brings a lot to offer for fans of the genre of Japanese samurai or shinobi and ninjas, all packaged into what fans
Japanese samurai? Where? I don't see it.
love about Assassin's Creed. This is Colt Eastwood. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Yes, I'm well aware of the controversy. I'm sure it's flooding in the comments. I understand why people have been driven away from the series due to that controversy or them being tired of the series or the changes that they've made. But me personally, I like the newer iteration of the games. And Assassin's Creed Shadows is one of those games I'm the most excited about to play this year among many great games that are coming. And I can't wait to see what it feels like, what we're diving into today in this video.
There's nothing wrong if you're excited as a fan to play the series, but you saying why you should be hyped and not angry, you're kind of like stirring a pot of why people would be angry at it. If you would have just said, I'm just an Assassin's Creed fan, I want to play an Assassin's Creed game, that's different, but trying to convince people against what is wrong, I think that's where you made a mistake. I don't personally have an issue with you. I don't think you're slow, ignorant, or, unintelligent. No, I think you're an intelligent guy. You know what you're doing. And I feel like you may have gotten some pitch from Ubisoft to promote this because you do have an influence. You have 163K subscribers. I've seen a lot of your posts on Twitter. I know you like Xbox a lot. You do play a lot of other consoles. So I'm not coming to attack you, but I'm just like, nah, man, there's some things you could have done better in the video.
We're showing you what you could be excited about. Maybe if you're on the fence about Assassin's Creed Shadows, and maybe it'll get an 82 score, or maybe it'll get an 80, or maybe it won't do well at all. But I think that people who are waiting for feudal Japan, they wanted them to do everything right. And I'm not quite sure if they are, but I'm excited from what I
Yes, you are. You know better.
have seen this far, and I'm still excited to try and play the game. If you ended up enjoying this video, and you can let me know by liking or subscribing to the channel, or you can hit the bell to be notified of new weekly content. If you want to further support the work we do here on the Colt Eastwood channel, you can do that by hitting the join button below, or you can join the Patreon. Either of those will get you early access for videos. I created this video in the middle of the day, and people got to see it by the end of the day before it went up. So also you can check out the Ecstasy podcast there.
Okay, so it's the other stuff. So yeah, like my thing, with this video, as I said before, it's quite obvious you're promoting it in a positive sense with no sense of talking about anything that's really wrong with the game. If nobody never did this, then it passes and everything wrong gets supported. So that's why I'm kind of challenging him, but I'm not coming to challenge him to be rude and toxic towards him. I'm just calling out the nonsense, and I think it's the right thing to do. Like I said, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like and subscribe to my channel. I definitely appreciate that because I'm trying to grow and do the right thing with the right influence here. You know what I mean? Because I want the gaming industry to be free of this DEI crap. And we have been doing such a good job lately. I love what Japan is doing. I love what gamers over here are doing in Western society. I'm definitely proud of them because they're not falling for it, and it's good. And we should not be promoting this stuff. Do I want Assassin's Creed Shadows to fail? Not as an Assassin's Creed fan, because I've been there since day one. It tremendously pisses me off. It makes me disappointed. Definitely when we finally get to the Land of the Rising Sun, I'm like, oh my God, yes, you know what I mean? Ninja, you know what I mean? Because we don't get any ninja games. Samurai stuff is around a lot. Like, you get it a lot, like, lately. It's all over the place. So the fact that you messed up that opportunity with DEI enforcement pisses me off. It's not a problem with Yusuke. It's a problem with the DEI, Yusuke, and missing the epicness of having the Japanese male and the Japanese female, because at the end of the day, the Japanese male needs to be there. It's his art as a foundation. And Do I still want to play this game in a certain way? I think everybody deep down does. But Ubisoft is not making it easy to want to do that because of the way they're going about things. So, I have enough compassion and empathy to feel how people in Japan would feel and other people of the series. And that's my take on it, where it's like, come on, man. Like, it just annoys me because I don't like missing any Assassin's Creed games. So, and for people who want to get it because they feel the same way in that regard only and they're not interested in this stuff, I'm not going to be mad at you because I understand that's your free will of choice. You may just want to play the game that way. So, I'm not against you making that decision. What I'm against is people supporting the DEI and defending it and not exposing it. So, that's my take on that. Like I said, I want to get on Ubisoft Plus and say, here, Japan, look at what's all inside here, streaming on my channel, streaming on my Twitch. But I'm not going to pay full price for this game. They're out of their minds. I don't honestly get any Ubisoft game day one because they put them on sale so quick. And they always release unfinished games. This seems to be a thing in the industry lately, and it's incredibly annoying. And then they make it seem like you need way better specs, but it's more like, no, you're not finishing your games. You're rushing them out. Your engines are not done. Then you release new engines like the Unreal Engine 5 that's insanely CPU heavy, and it's not just optimized, and then it has problems. So you have an unfinished game, an unfinished engine, and it makes it seem like you need this insane PC to do it, or the consoles are struggling and doing all this. Yeah, that's because you guys are just not doing a good job in the gaming industry, and it needs to get better. But all in all, that's kind of what I wanted to say. If anybody else feels like they want to challenge me, come right in the comments. And if anybody has anything else to say, please come in the comments and let me know what y'all think. All right, y'all. Have a good day, evening, night. Peace out.